So I'm Brad Leavitt with AFT Construction. We're here with Mr. Jordan Bastian with Icon Power. Welcome, Jordan.
Thanks. Good to be here.
So today we're looking, not every roof is built for solar power. And so we're going to be speaking about that, how to answer, is your roof compatible to optimize solar in your home, in your region? So with that being said, what parts of the U.S. should people be looking at solar?
I mean, it depends on a handful of things. How much sun does that region get, which, in the Southwest we get a lot. And then what's the price of electricity? If electricity price is low and there's not very much sun, not going to be a great fit, right? But even if electricity, like in the Northeast, electricity is crazy expensive, not a lot of sun, but if you can still get a portion of your electricity from solar at a lower rate compared to what utilities charge there, great, makes sense, right? So in the Southwest, in Arizona, Nevada, Texas, where we primarily operate, we'll look at, how much roof space do they have, specifically in the areas that get the most sun. So we're in the northern hemisphere, so the panels facing south are going to get the most sun exposure. But like in Arizona, east is fine, south is fine, west is fine too. And also depends on the utility rate structure. So it used to be just a simple, hey, you use this much electricity, we're going to charge you this rate. Like I mentioned in the last video, a lot of utilities use now what's time of use. So not only how much electricity you use, but when are you using it?
Peak hours.
And when is the utility going to be expensive? So in Arizona, even though south-facing panels will produce more kilowatt hours than west-facing panels, the utility charges a lot more in the afternoon and evening, and the west-facing panels will produce more during that window than straight south. So cheesy line we use, west is best. Easy to remember for our brand new reps, right? Doesn't mean east is bad or south is bad, of course. We would just maximize someone's west-facing roof. And then, of course, south is great too. If I could pick an ideal direction, it's southwest, because you're still getting the efficiency of a south-facing roof, but also the efficiency in the evening and afternoon of a west-facing roof. But then, how much electricity are you using? Then we can tell someone, okay, here's where the panels go. Here's how many panels you have. Here's what you're paying for your current electricity right now over the month and year. And here's what it would look like having solar if you would have had solar the past 12 months. So we try not to say, here's what you're going to pay, because everyone's usage could change in the future, whether they get an electric car, whether they add an air conditioner, do an add-on, or people move in or move out, right? But we can look at the past 12 months of how much electricity they've used and then design a system accordingly. If someone's brand new, like you're about to move into your house, you don't have a baseline, right? So we can look at, okay, is it a 1 or 2 story home? They have an electric car or not? Do they have a pool? Is it a new home with energy efficiency? Is it an all electric home, or some homes powered by gas, or some appliances powered by gas? So we can come up with a really good estimated projection of, here's how much power you'd use. The biggest thing, of course, is how many AC units do you have? That's going to be the biggest energy hog in the home, particularly in areas where it's super hot. But then someone can look at, okay, here's what I'm spending, here's what my monthly payment would be if I'm going on a monthly payment option. If you pay it off up front, then it's super easy to come up with, people want to know 2 things when they pay it off up front. When will it pay for itself? That's the most common one. I almost like to compare it to investing in a stock that yields a dividend, and then calculating what's the return on your investment, right? So the avoided cost that you're now paying to the utility divided by your net cost of the system is going to equal your ROI. But both are important. One, when the panels pay for themselves, depends on each market's different, but it could be anywhere from like 7 to 9 years. That's usually assuming the utility doesn't increase, right? It's like, hey, here's what you're paying today. So if utility rates just stayed flat, panels will pay for themselves in 8 to 9 years. If they continue to go up like they've historically done, and every year is different. Some years it's 20%, some years it might be 0. Across the nation, I think, Forbes ran a study that about 10% increase on average throughout the country this year. Probably not going to go down anytime soon, but then they can figure out, okay, is it worth it for me? If it doesn't make sense, to them, someone shouldn't do it. But there's a lot of factors that go into getting a system. What's your goal? Is it for saving money? Is it for hedging against the rising rates? Is it for battery backup power? Just getting away from the grid altogether, being prepared for the future. So, a lot of people, major reason is I want to save money compared to my utilities charging, but that's not the only variable that goes into it. A lot of people, like they can just use power whenever they want and not have to worry about like, what time is it? Okay, don't run laundry right now because it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or don't cook dinner, or don't run the AC as much, run the AC in the night. So like a lot of people get solar for the savings part of it, but what they end up liking more is like, it's just convenience. Like use power on your own schedule, because in a lot of places you're forced to have one specific utility. They decide when the rates go up by how much they go up. They decide when we should or shouldn't use power. And if we don't like it, tough luck. And every utility is different, it charges different pricing. There's a bunch in Arizona. They all have different rates and different rate structures. So when looking to solar too, it's important that you're talking to a company and a salesperson like knows the utility. What's the value if you send power back to the utility? Or should you design it so you don't send power back to utility with a battery system or something along those lines? It just depends on where you live and what utility you have.
See, I love the convenience side, because the reality is it's funny how you look at building when you're saying west is best. As a builder in Arizona, it's like anything facing west, we're trying to protect it at all costs, right? Windows, overhangs, whatever we can do because of the heat. Even how we design maybe the kitchen, great room, master bedroom,
trying to avoid that area.
Right? Whereas you're trying to optimize that, which kind of comes into play, and that's why it's really important for us at Precon to involve, Icon Power from the beginning, because you could even, consult as far as the design goes. Because to your point, like every roof's different, every structure. So as you can optimize the design, it's going to help for the convenience side. That hey, if I want to run my dishwasher AC units, I can do that. So again, Jordan, incredible advice, and appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.